Today I'm gonna show you how to not give up on your goals in 4 simple steps. In fact, since I've implemented these exact goals into my life, I've never missed one single goal. In the past, I used to be the kind of person who would start something but never finish it. Today I'm gonna start dieting. Chocolate! Until the day I decided that I don't want to be that kind of person anymore. So I started to do a lot of research to see why people quit their goals so easily. And after a lot of test fails, I came up with these 4 single steps that worked for me time after time. Now it's time for me to share them with you. When you set a new goal like losing weight or saving money, you're very motivated and strongly believing in yourself. You generally begin with a series of good days, making progress, getting traction toward your goal. This usually lasts 1 week, 1 month, sometimes even 1 year. Then something happens and the traction that you had starts slowing down until you realize that you've lost all your progress. Putting back all the weight you lost or spending all the money you saved. Man, I'm broke again. Where is that credit card? After a few days, in an honest moment with yourself, you come to the conclusion that you were just not motivated enough. But is it true? Is motivation the real reason why you gave up? Let's find out. The word motivation is derived from the word motive, which means needs, desire, wants, or drive within the individual. It is the process of stimulating people to actions to accomplish their goals. In the work goal context, the psychological factors stimulating the people's behavior can be desire for money or success. Okay, now let's say you lost 20 pounds and you've put back 30 pounds. When you look in yourself at the mirror, are you happy with what you see? Don't you want to lose that weight again? Of course you do. You feel the need and the desire to lose weight. The motivation is still there. But for some reason, now you feel powerless to take action. It is like being afraid to take the same road again because you've associated that road with pain. And this happened because you focus so much on your goals that you've completely missed the fact that your processes are unsustainable on the long run. Here is the key. Your processes are your habits. And you love your habits indifferently if they're good or bad for you because they make your life easier. A smoker loves the habit of lighting a cigarette because it relieves his level of stress, despite the fact that it is bad for him. A habit for a goal is like a foundation for a building. If the foundation is not very strong, sooner or later the building will fall apart. Unless you build habits that you can embrace, that you can fall in love with, sooner or later you will go back to the old ones that you've loved. Chocolate! Your goal is only there to give you some sense of direction. But to build habits that will sustain it, you have to apply these 4 steps. Number 1, make your habit obvious. The reason why you turn off the TV when you enter the living room is because it's obvious. It is right in the middle of the living room. Even your furniture is pointing at it. But if you would hide it, let's say in a closet, and place a book or a magazine on the table, now you would be more tempted to read. Here are now 2 simple ways to make your habit obvious. Implementation is when you simply say, I will do this habit at this time, at this place. Try to be as specific as possible. As an example, you can say I will work out every Monday, Wednesday and Friday at 7 p.m. at my local gym. If you are not very specific and instead just say I will train 3 times a week, you may end up not training at all. In the rush of the moment, you may end up prioritizing other things that seems more important. And by the end of the week, you will realize that you've completely forgot to work out. But by being specific about the date and time, you will start building your schedule around your habits. The second way is habit stacking. Here you will have to incorporate your new habit just before or after a habit that you already have. It sounds like this: just before or after my old habit, I will perform my new habit. An example from my personal life would be how I implemented push-ups as a daily habit. After analyzing my morning routine, I realized that the first thing I do after waking up is start the coffee machine. So I said, after starting the coffee machine, while I'm waiting for it to warm up, I will do as many push-ups as possible. Now my brain is connecting the power button of the coffee machine with doing push-ups. Another habit is to park my car as far as possible from my workplace entrance to make sure I make some extra steps. Small habits like this don't do much on their own, but when you add them up, they start compounding and you end up seeing results. It has been mathematically shown that improving just by 1% daily, you become 37 times better after a year. The second step to not give up on your goals is to make your habit attractive. When you're attracted to something, you get a dopamine spike just before it happens. For example, a drug addict would get a dopamine spike just by looking at the drugs he's addicted to. The goal here is to bundle your new habit with an old habit that you really like. I will only watch my favorite Netflix show while using my cross trainer. Or I will only fall asleep after I write down 3 things that I'm grateful for. Another way to apply this is by changing your language from I have to exercise to I get to exercise. Or from I have to wake up early to I get to wake up early. It is the mindset that determines how pleasurable an experience is, not the actual experience. Try it for 1 week and see for yourself. The third step is to make a habit easy. People usually ask how much time do you need to form a new habit? But that's the wrong question. What you have to ask is how many times you have to repeat a habit until it becomes part of you. It's not about time, it's about frequency. Every time you write a page, you are a writer. Every time you read a page, you are a reader. And every time you run a mile, you're a runner. Don't aim to write a book, aim to become a writer. Don't aim for a marathon. Aim to become a runner. And don't aim to lose 20 pounds. Aim to become healthy and fit. That's the right mindset. But to repeat a habit enough times, you have to make it as easy as possible. You do that by reducing the friction of the habit you want to implement. If you want to become a reader, reducing the friction would mean to keep a book on your pillow so that you can grab it easily whenever you go to bed. It is also important to stay just below the point where it feels like work. Set yourself very small targets in the beginning, like reading just 1 page every night before bed. Every step toward your goal is important, and chances are that after reading 1 page, you may like the book and end up reading more. The idea is to start small and stay consistent and let the snowball effect do the rest. And even if you end up reading just 1 page every night, that is still 365 pages a year. The fourth step is to make your habit satisfying. Our ancestors used to hunt for food. They lived in an instant gratification world, meaning that if they hunt a deer or a rabbit, they get to eat now. But today, food is everywhere, and everything takes more time. You need to study at least 7 years to become a doctor. And to get the body you want, you have to train or diet for at least 1 year. We are still equipped with the brain of our ancestors that value the present over the future, but we now live in a world of delayed gratification. Our brains naturally gives more value to a pizza compared to a future dream body that is not guaranteed. In general, the immediate outcome of a bad habit feels good, but the long-term outcomes feels bad. The opposite applies to good habits. The immediate outcomes feel bad, but the long-term outcomes feel good. Now, to move all this in your favor, you can add a pleasure to the habit that delivers on the long term. When I just started, I linked doing push-ups with the pleasure of drinking my coffee, which is my favorite part of the morning. The good news is that sooner rather than later, you will start feeling immediate reward with your new habits. For me, it began when I realized that doing push-ups actually gave me more energy in the morning. Also, the more push-ups I do, the more pumped my body feels. Another effective way is to use a habit tracker, like an app or a calendar. Because by checking your calendar every day, it makes your habit automatically obvious, and by ticking the days you've performed it, it makes it automatically attractive and satisfying. Check, 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 check. Yes! This ultimately helps you focus more on your process and less on your goals. And of course, sometimes there will be bad days, when you make the wrong choice. But when that happens, remember to never miss twice. Because missing once is an accident, but missing twice is the beginning of a new habit. Now it's my turn to ask you, what is the first habit that you want to implement? Just answer in the comment section below. And if you want to learn exactly how to turn your dreams into goals, make sure to watch this video and make sure to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on future videos. I publish one video every Monday. Subscribe right now by clicking on my picture right here or by clicking the subscribe button under the video.